Games Workshop is starting to see the fallout from their woke proclamations and then lying about it to their fan base over the last week, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. It's been crazy. They changed the lore, for those who are just tuning in on this, if you've not seen all the news over the week, of the Adeptus Custodes, and they changed them so that there are now females, and there's always been females. Now, this was not the case. There were not always females involved, and this is a brand new thing that Games Workshop is doing to appease their diversity quotas. And pretty soon there will be, somebody was joking about an empress of mankind is going to happen next. But I think they should go a step further and make it the emperex, and genderless, because, the emperor being a god emperor and all, it really shouldn't have a gender, right? But it's joking, but that kind of is coming. If you think that they just layer this stuff in and then back away from it. It never happens with these properties. They never care. They hate you. They really loathe their fan bases, and they want a new fan base of diverse people. We're seeing it with Doctor Who right now. They're blaming white males and for not liking black queer Doctor Who. And that's going on in every entertainment industry, everything corporate. And that's why there's independent alternatives like myself. So I've been writing novels for a long, long time. And if you like the old Horus Heresy stuff, you'll probably enjoy my Justified Saga of the Nano Templar. There's actually a 3-book series in this, and we'll be doing more soon. But this is a great place to start my work, and it's on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description below for you. We've sold a ton of copies over the last week, so thank you guys for coming in on this as we cover the Warhammer situation. Now, last week we reported that the wiki was changed. These warriors were my bodyguards, so even the Emperor of Mankind's quote was changed. This used to be, these men were my bodyguards. And then they add transhuman male and female warriors here below that. Now, they have made an edit back. And they've walked it back a little bit as there's been pushback on this. Now it is back to these men are my bodyguards, which is the actual quote. So they did change the lore quote back to what it is. But they still are saying that if you look, male and female warriors still down below here. So they've not walked that back all the way. They've just walked back the quote. So this is what we have going on right here. It is a little bit of a walk back. It's a little bit of victory, but, they never go back all the way. They always try to push the Overton window a certain direction. And even if they let it fall back a little bit, they're still making that push. They're still claiming that it's male and female warriors always, and not just the men. Now, this is hurting Games Workshop in their bottom line. We did an expose on just how things have been selling and not selling very well over in recent months for Games Workshop, and the response has been really overwhelming to what they've done here. I'm seeing so many people saying, "I'm just going to 3D print my figures. I'm just going to use the old lore books. We're not going to play these new versions. Don't care about these new codexes or anything." A lot of people are going to be tuning out. And what corporations don't understand when they do this, they offer like a jumping off point. And when you've got a hobby like comic books or Magic the Gathering or miniature wargaming, it's very easy to jump out and just say, you know what, I'm done here. And it's also very easy to just sell everything off and get rid of it. I've done a lot of that myself, as I've realized, you know what, I've got a lot of clutter, and this stuff doesn't help. But this offers a good jumping off point, and you can just play the game where it was. I'm a big Legend of the Five Rings fan myself, and what they did with Fantasy Flight games and when they redid everything was just a travesty to the game. But I just don't play that game anymore. I just play my old game. My old 3rd edition was my favorite of that for RPGs. And, I'm not losing anything from it. It's a lot of fun. And you can kind of just make your own lore up back like you did back in the day. If you remember, if you're old like me, there was a thing called Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. And they didn't have all these like world building source books or anything like that back then. You just kind of made up shit yourself. And then you played with your guys yourself. And, there's these rule sets for wargaming. You can kind of make up stuff yourself, too. And it's actually really fulfilling to do so if you've not done so. I actually, with some friends, made up a campaign system back for the X-Wing game back in the day, which was a great skirmish game if you never played that. And we did it so that, we'd have these giant campaigns with like sort of the larger Star Wars ships as well. And it was a lot of fun. And we made up our own rule set. We made up our own deal. It was a great amount of fun. So if you've never tried that, I highly recommend it. But let's get into what's happening with Games Workshop and their stonks right now, because this is a very classic get woke, go broke. And as you see, right as this announcement hit, that they were going to add in their feminization of Warhammer, they had a massive drop, and it was almost to 3%. It's trickled up a little bit since then, but a massive drop here. And this is a pretty substantive drop here. And if you continue on your path, they're going to continue to drop. We've seen what the boycotts do of these companies last year with Target and with Bud Light. The Target stock last year was at $260 a share, and when the Pride shit hit, it went all the way down to like $111 a share at its lowest. So if you maintain your boycott, if you keep the pressure on, you as the consumer have power. You really do. And don't forget that, because we have made changes in the past that scared these people. And the more we do this, the less they're going to do this kind of thing, because a lot of these corporations, they don't actually care. If you think they actually care about diversity and all this crap, they don't at all. They think there's some profit margin in it. They think they can manipulate the public with it and maintain their profits at the investor level with the whole BlackRock and Vanguard investments here. But the social pressure at the end of the day, if we push our social pressure, we can make a difference and can enact change long term. So keep it up. Don't lose hope, and make sure you're vocal about it. Make sure they know why you're quitting the hobby, why you're canceling your subscriptions. Keep it going, because here it is. It's down 2.63%. Now, again, it's not going to drop overnight crazy to zero. That's not how these things work. Vanguard and BlackRock own too much of the company, and they've got their stake here. But what happens is the people who are the loyalists, who really are the players who have all their shares of this stuff, all just dump their stock. And they're like, you know what, I'm out of Games Workshop. I'm not doing this anymore. Just like they're dumping all their new subscriptions and the like. And so when that happens, it sends a signal to the company. And so when they report their quarterly profits next, once it's down, they're going to have another drop, and that's at that point, it's going to get these investment firms' attention, going, you know what, this is not a growth market anymore. We're going to deploy our capital elsewhere. So you can make a difference on this, and that's what's going on here. So good work, everybody, for your boycotting. Good work for holding the line and holding on to your values and what you like and your enjoyment of this hobby, because they can't take that from you. It is your game more than it's their game. They own a license to an IP, but they are at the will and the whim of the fans, because they are changing the lore, they're disrespecting you, and this is the end result. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this, my friends. Hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to check out Justified over on Amazon. Really appreciate everybody who's done so far. You guys are awesome, and we'll be back soon.